Alright guys, welcome back. So let's have a look at MSTR. It's been a while since we have looked at this name, but let's start with the Bitcoin probably. BTC today, and for the last 4 trading sessions or so, it has had this momentum, which, how much has it gone up? 10 plus percent, like give or take 10%, 10 plus percent. BTC move has produced on MicroStrategy probably a lot more than it is, and that's why it attracts a lot of people to trade this name. 30% move for MSTR since, this year alone, year to date, MSTR up 30%. And Friday I was following this name and it was having pretty good uptrend, and no dips were pretty much, not any dip in Friday YOLO when I was watching this name to possibly maybe trade something. It never gave any sort of a pullback towards volume weighted average price. It just kept going higher and higher, and even 50-day moving average just broke through this level. But today in the morning looks like that 50-day moving average in a morning flush has acted as a support. 365 I was watching as a resistance. It did reject a couple times, but consolidated off the volume weighted average price, broke out of this level, tested, and then pushed higher. So very options driven stock as well. Today options of course was significantly higher than it has been. Market is back to normal volume, but 9th of January I think it's going to be off. Market is going to be closed. 581,000 calls, 234,000 puts total, 800,000, 850,000, 15,000 total contracts traded for the stock. And I'm not seeing a lot of people buy at the asking price the calls. Only 19% was traded at the asking price, these contracts. But if you come take a look at the strikes that are being traded and just pay attention to the amount of contracts, I'm just filtering out the biggest orders that came in today and the condition of these calls that came in. All of them spreads, and anytime I see like 3 strikes calls being traded with same amount of volume at the same amount of time, this is looking like a butterfly spread, which 13,000 contract. They traded it at 713, 737, again another 13,000, and then lower right here, almost like 6,000 contract right here. So these were the most orders that traded, maybe even all the way to here actually. Look at these orders for, so what I'm watching from these levels. So I'm not seeing like clear bullish bets. A lot of people could be just, again, we have talked about this in general, trading in a way like this. If you go take a look at BTC, what it has done last year, and if you just lay over MicroStrategy, anytime you see solid momentum with pace, like uptrends to the upside, it will give you an opportunity to trade MicroStrategy. Maybe if you're somebody who trades naked calls, it will give you an opportunity where if BTC moves like 30-40%, MicroStrategy is going to move like almost like 150%, 200%. And that's what has happened in the beginning of the year 2025, 2024, and in late after election, you saw it here. Same thing, the MSTR price action you can see. But anytime BTC just chops around, this is going to be premium sellers market, and people will pretty much milk selling calls and puts and just take advantage of the crushing IV which has happened throughout this month. And then this year, well, there were a couple times, you could have definitely traded it to the downside where momentum clearly was to the downside. So dip buyers came in, they bought it back up, 365. Okay, so from here I would be watching the resistance levels. Maybe 400 is your psychological 400 number to watch. I'm going to be watching that level, and I will be watching somewhere around 440, 415. These are my resistance levels from here for MicroStrategy. If it has little bit more momentum, and at the same time, if BTC has momentum. BTC all-time high print 108,000 so far. I'm seeing 108, 109K or so. Highest closing price 107K. So probably that's what I would watch. I was looking at the SEC filings, and they dropped a lot of stuff. If you want to go through, you can definitely do so. They did buy a little bit of a Bitcoin again. I was going through the this one that got dropped last week, which is they're basically asking to increase the outstanding shares from 330 million for Class A shares to 10 billion, and then increase the amendment second restricted certificate in comparison, increase the number of authorized shares of preferred stock from 5 million to 1 billion shares. And then they're also asking for insiders increase. I mean, of course, they're proposing that they wish to pay more. But you guys remember this 21 billion equity dump, 21 billion fixed income instruments, debt, convertible notes, preferred stock. So that's the plan. They want to spend $42 billion. I don't know. Is it by the end of 2025? I don't know. What's the time frames restrictions? And I'm sure if the stock price is going to stay higher, they will do so. But another filing that got dropped in the morning today, January 6th, they bought a little bit of a Bitcoin, 1,000 something Bitcoins, and they spent about, where did I see this? They did spend about 101 million in cash and invest approximately $94,000 average per Bitcoin that they paid. So now, as of January 5th, they have approximately spend, give or take $28 billion, and at their average cost per coin is 62,500. So that's their break-even price. And the amount of coins at the moment, 447,470 Bitcoins. And there are many things you can go through that they have already done some capital deployments. Looks like they shared a lot of data, and they're seeking for 3 billion or so convertible soon, and during Q1 they're saying if they wish to do it, maybe they have a right to do or not to do. But I'm assuming if they can get that, I mean, they will do that. Why not? Their stock price has to stay up in order to attract capital into the stock. And these are the already existing convertible notes that they have shared. There are some convertible notes that are at 2.2% interest, 0.8% interest, 0.6% interest, 0.6%, and looks like they have done one here for 0% at $1 billion. So these are what they have as of now, and you can go through these now. This is very large filing, but it just got dropped, and those are the highlights that I'm watching. Regarding them asking to increase the outstanding shares, it's probably they might want to do some sort of a stock split, and in that case, I mean, yeah, they will need allowance higher than that, somewhere in billions, but 10 billion from 330 million, I mean, that's a lot. But again, it depends what kind of split they're going to do, right? So if you want to split the stock that is 330 million in the future, again, I'm not saying that they're going to do. Probably, that's fine. But they have to. I mean, shareholders have to vote for that. So, will Bitcoin get back above its all-time highs and break out? Well, we shall see. But for MicroStrategy, this is the only time it's. I mean, as somebody who trades, if you're a trader, I mean, you have an edge when Bitcoin just moves upside nonstop. You can definitely play it. But as soon as it chops around, you don't have an edge in terms of being directional with the stock. And it's best to capitalize on implied volatility. IV is going to remain high for the stock as long as BTC will be moving in that 10% range up or down, or 5% range. It will be very high IV for a while, and it's in hundreds right now. It's not, of course, as significant as it was in November, but it's still in hundreds. So implied volatility for January 17th, which is next week's option expiration, which is very large option expiration, is 120%, and stock is implying $64 move up or down. So that's what I'm watching for MicroStrategy. 400, that's your pretty big resistance. There's a lot of back holders at these levels. This will be a pretty big supply zone. Again, it depends on a momentum of the Bitcoin, not the price move up, but momentum, how fast it's gonna move. That's how I mean, I'm personally watching this name for some sort of maybe we will see the BTC just break out and just go break out 110, maybe go 115, 120. Then yeah, you might see some sort of a short squeeze. But was this a recent move short squeeze? We can take a look at this data very quickly before we wrap it. It has 11% short float according to Finviz, and I'm not sure about dailies. Well, we can take a look at it next time, but I want to wrap it here. That's the update for MSTR. Thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.